The feel goes, whoop, bing, boom, like that. You guys might have a future in welding. I mean, yes. You keep working at it, and you'll get there someday, Mr. Carlicious. Alrighty, just drove in all the way from Michigan, and we're here at KSR. Now, to give you a little backstory before, so you can see how I almost won the 2.4 hours of Le Mullets. Well, that might be a little over-exaggerated, but I almost finished. I did finish in 6th place, 4 laps to go. I believe it was around 4 laps to go. Got collected in a wreck. Up ahead of me, knocked the front wheel right off of the car. 4 laps ago, I was in 6th. So close, so close. And by the way, Steve Morris can turn left and right. How about that? Before we go inside, last night we got to spend time with Kevin Smith's dad, Ricky Smith. So he took us out on a super fast boat, and training us how to drive. Haven't ever driven one of these big outboard boats. It is a Allison bass boat, which is can be super fast, like up to 100 mile an hour, depending on how you prop it all. And these things are cool, but you have to learn how to steer and how to get them up on the plate, they call it, because the boat will ride on a plate that is, I think he said 24 inches long and 9 inches wide. The entire boat is out of the water, and it's just riding on that plate and half of the prop. So you have to figure out how to turn, and you have to do this without hooking the boat and killing yourself or everybody in the boat. So we did that. I ran his boat out of gas twice, but had a great time. Really appreciate that. Thanks, Ricky. That was awesome. It was great. And then check this out. This is a kind of interesting thing too. This is the first spot that Kevin ever built a car in this outside garage, because it's Florida, so you can have just a shelter, and it's like this outside garage. This is where Kevin built his first Cutlass, which is inside, which is kind of interesting. So maybe we'll cover a little bit more of that or talk to him about that too. Kind of neat. So, ready to go inside, and I am all pumped up. I've already seen the Camaro, obviously, because he had it at 2.4 hours of Le Mullets, and we were getting close, so we were going to bust butt and get this thing knocked out, and we're going to show you all about that today and go over a lot of stuff. But first, let's go ahead and talk to the guys at KSR. All right, we're inside. Come in here. First, I think we'll do the office.
We're gonna go through his computer real quick.
We're gonna go through his computer real quick.
Files.
This is, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Tad.
This is Tad. He is the grand poobah in charge, so to speak, of the office and
Keeping Kevin straight.
It's
Full-time job.
He has part-time babysitting job of Kevin. Even though I ask where Kevin's at, and he goes, "It's not my turn to babysit Kevin. I don't know."
That's right.
I do not know where he's at.
That's right.
All right, so that's Tad. Got anything you want to say?
It was awesome hanging out with you this last weekend,
There you go.
and the car's looking awesome.
The car's good. Can't show you the car yet. We're gonna go talk to people first.
Okay. You'll get to see it.
All right, now let's come over here. Let's see. Oh, it looks like you're gonna get to see the car anyway. Now let's go over here first.
Teasing him.
All right, hold on. Introduce yourself.
I'm CJ. I've worked for Kevin for 6-7 years now, since I was 17. But yeah, I like working here.
Did you start? So you're like a start from the ground floor up, floor sweeping kind of guy.
So yeah,
I've had two people like that where
pretty much. My dad and Kevin and Will, they all work on Soccer Mom together. So I've known Kevin since I was a baby, pretty much. But yeah.
Oh yes, it's the curse of growing old, Kevin. Of being older than everybody that works for you. I have that same problem. All right, introduce yourself.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Eddie. I've been working for Kevin for 2 years. I go with him to all the Crown Vic races and stuff, and I spot him. That's actually the only reason he wins the Crown Vic races, because I spot him.
Well, we won't talk about how you just did.
Well, I wasn't spotting him.
Oh,
in
you
that
weren't
one.
spotted. Oh,
It wasn't Drew's fault though.
That all makes sense.
Now,
Connect the dots.
yeah,
you'll know
connect
why.
the dots. What the heck? All right, you actually went to college with Kyle.
I did. Yeah.
Were you a year ahead or the same year?
I don't know. I think I was a little bit ahead, but not a full year.
Yeah.
I didn't meet Kyle. I actually met Kyle after college, but we had mutual friends.
Yep.
And then I actually met him here when you guys came down for one of the sick weeks.
Yeah, we've been
I think 20.
unfortunately we've been here for every sick week.
Yeah. Yeah. This is actually
Fixing
your
some
lift.
form of a this is dedicated as the Steve Morris lift.
We actually have
Obviously.
a plaque.
Oh, we have a plaque?
Yeah. We have a little label.
I don't know if we showed you that. Yeah.
Steve Morris transmission lift.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing what people do.
Yeah.
What?
That randomly showed up in the mail, and we're like,
Randomly somebody says, yep. I always think it's funny when people send me stuff like that. It's kind of cool. All right, cool. So that is interesting. So never even met each other until you come down here, and they were in the same school and have the same friends.
Yeah.
In fact,
We had a bunch of the same
yeah,
friends.
yeah. In fact, those are some of Kyle's best friends.
Yeah.
You know, with Austin and Reno.
Yep.
So, all
Yep,
right.
Spent a lot of time with those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you are.
he's actually from Antigua.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
from an
right.
island in the Caribbean called Antigua.
Oh.
It's 108 square miles, 100,000 people, super tiny. Drive from one end to the other in 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Then I moved from there to Ohio
Yeah.
for UNOH. And
Yeah.
then after that, moved right down here to Gainesville to work
Yeah.
here.
Dang.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Next.
How's it going? I'm Ricky. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I've been working with Kevin for a little over a year now. I'm the newest guy. And I've been welding. I went to welding school right out of high school and been welding for 3-4 years now and just loving it. Like this is my dream. This is what I want to do. So love working on cars.
Awesome. How old are you?
21.
21.
Yep. So
Young guys.
He's the youngest in the shop.
I am the youngest in the shop.
Youngest and been here at least. All right, cool. Then this guy obviously is.
Kevin from KSR. Guys probably know me, see me around here and there. Been in some of Steve's videos before, and guys got the tour of the shop already. So
Yep.
this is it. We've been in business since 2009, I think. And I was at a different location for a few years, and then bought this place, or in the process of buying this place, I think 5 years ago. So slowly getting things reorganized the way we need them to be, and making changes. It's not a huge shop, but we make do the best we can with what we've got, and turn out some pretty cool stuff.
Yep.
Really excited to see this thing heading down the racetrack, which hopefully we'll get to see later this week.
It is the goal. So we are going to be busting butt on this thing. Val's going to come down, and Lord will, we're going to go do some testing on this thing. So
Sounds like a
it
plan.
looks like a lot, but it probably isn't quite as bad as what it looks like or feels like it initially.
There'll be some hours for sure.
There's going to be some hours.
Yeah, but luckily we've got a bunch of us here, so
Yep.
we'll get some. There's a lot of the stuff that's figured out. It's just didn't get reinstalled. Like the seats are done, the seat belts, the tunnel's done, shifters mounted.
Yeah, because this is mainly in assembly stage. There's a lot
Yeah.
less. It's not like
We
it's
still have
already
to
been-
mount the radiator. There's
Yeah.
some fab work there, fabrication for the front fuel cell, fabrication for the dry sump tank mount. A little bit of fabrication with belly pans, which those aren't complicated. You just have to cut them and fit them and
Yep.
make them
Yeah.
fit and all that good stuff.
Yep.
So a little bit of Eddie's about to jump into finishing the final welding on the headers.
Yep.
Which actually, before we do that, we need to get the wastegates mounted to them.
Yep.
So yeah, we got wastegates to mount, and then finish and figure out how we're going to do the downpipes. Finish the front end mounting at the doors, and then there's a bar that's going to go across here that will catch the top of the radiator, as well as the fiberglass nose will fit too.
There's a lot of room and a lot of
So-
height up in here. for
It
that
gets
kind
real
of-
full with that radiator though, because
Yeah.
the radiator's got to be laid back a little bit.
Yep.
So we need to get the fuel pump on it. I guess get the oil pump, alternator, and
Yep.
get to work.
All right, cool. So just to refresh your memory, this is the Scratch and Dent SMX. So if you look right here, this really light shadow where it says, hell yeah, brother. This is the engine that I bought back from Cletus. You can go look at the videos here. So that's the engine. I'm not going to bother covering a whole bunch about that. Got lots of videos on that. So we'll go over the fab work. Check out these super cool billet It's almost, it really is a shame to cut into them to put a wastegate.
Gotta do it though.
I know, you got to do it.
Yep. Billet collectors, billet elbow there down into the turbo.
Yep. These are bullseye turbo 104 millimeter turbos, and these are super light. Did you notice how light they are?
Very
How big they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are 16 pounds a piece lighter than the same size turbo in like a Precision
Gotcha.
or Garrett. Yeah, because they got some unobtainium exhaust
inside
housing.
of 'em.
I have no idea what's going on. Some kind of weird deal. So yeah, super cool billet, and they've got everything fabbed up nice, clean, easy access. I like all that stuff. That is great.
I'm thinking we can put the coils down low, and then you can literally have a 90-degree plug wire. You just pop that off, and then you have nothing to worry about when
Yep,
you're popping
yep.
the valve covers off to check lash. It's just snap the valve
Yeah.
covers off and
Put them on this bar then, eh?
Yep. Well, we actually put some threaded inserts on the subframe that we'll build a bracket off of, like before
okay.
we had it powder coated.
Okay.
Kind of last second to get
Addition in there. Yep.
to get those, give us an option to do that anyways, because we didn't want to have to wreck the powder coat to weld something to a bracket or anything. So
Right. Yeah,
But-
because what we're gonna do on this is going to have a hot side wastegate. So this is going to be this engine is identical now to the engine in a wagon. The turbos are identical. We're doing the exact same thing for the hot side wastegate, the cold side boost gate, and blow off valve. So everything is going to be identical to what it is in the wagon. So therein, I have a lot of tune-up information. I have a lot of stuff. I understand how it all works, and I can swap them. Even though this will be Holley, this is Holley EFI. My wagon is Fuel Tech EFI. It's not a big deal. Tune both of them, so it's not a big deal.
they both squirt the fuel in.
They work. Yep, they both squirt fuel and make sparks. So there you
Yep,
go.
That's pretty much it. People getting arguing back and forth about them. I mean, I prefer Holley because that's what I know the best, but they both go fast. Like,
Yep.
you're not going to see me like just totally downplay another EFI like manufacturer. They all work and they all go fast. So it's just what you know and what you can make work.
Yes, sir. So we're just gonna start getting to work. Have some time lapse stuff here, and when I see something interesting or something cool, or Kevin sees something you want to show something, we'll just stop you and show something. We'll get all into the car, the Rosler Turbo 400. Oh, so this is a totally different transmission car than the wagon. This is a 315 radial and a 275 radial car. So it's got the 315s on it right now, and but my car obviously is the big Pro Mod tire. So way different transmission gearing. This has a 160 first gear. I think it's a 160 first gear.
You ordered it.
Yeah, this one's got a 160 first gear and a Are we 350 in the back on this one?
340 is the ring and pinion.
Well, 340 ring and pinion, 315 radial, 160 first gear ratio. It's either 160 or 166. I can't remember. Sorry. Anyways, doesn't matter. We'll just be figuring it out. And I got this one has Neil Chance converter in it, obviously, and I got stators for it in the motorhome. So we have the base stator in there. We're gonna try first, but first off, we need to get it all put together. So we'll talk more about that later. And we'll show you all the inside, all the underneath, especially when it gets up in the air. Show you a whole bunch more about it. So FYI, so this is the pumps that we always use, Aeromotive. Now this is the flow chart is actually, this is a 25.9 gallon per minute. That's gallons per minute of fuel pump. Technically, it's probably a little bit bigger than what it needs to be. I just remembered, as long as we have enough regulator, same exact pump I have on the wagon, but need to make sure I got the right regulator, and I think I actually forgot it. No problem, Ola. Actually, I'll take this pump off real quick because I will show you something interesting. You might not know. So if ever you have mechanical pumps and they don't make any fuel pressure, it's probably because you have it spinning backwards. Okay. So I actually physically look at it, and depending on what rotation it is, because spins one rotation this way, but if you flip it around and put it on a belt this way, it's the other rotation.
There you go.
And how you can tell this, if you want to look in here, see if you can see real well. Can you see in that gear?
Yep.
Okay. What happens here is fuel gets sucked in from the bottom here around the outside like this. It's kind of inverted from what you think. You would think it like pull the fuel through the center and go up, but it doesn't. It actually pulls the fuel from around the outside, and then as the gears go together, like right there, the fuel can't go back down. It can't go back down, so it forces it up. So the fuel goes whoop, bing, boom, like that. So thought you might think that's interesting. And if it's upside down like this, it's trying to do it backwards, and that's why it won't pull fuel, because it's turning the wrong direction, and it won't be pulling forward. It's pulling backwards, basically, trying to pull it through the center, which is impossible. Not a very good car.
I see it.
You see it? I can see it. Yeah, it looks about right. I mean, if I took some more time, I could do a lot better job at it, obviously.
Side. Yep. A little snug, but we can make it work. Like on Soccer Mom, what I did was this just screws onto the bottom of the tank on the passenger side.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like out there.
Right there, yeah.
And then we just do a little bracket to keep it from twisting. We could do it either side. It doesn't care. It's going to get busier with the fuel cell and the dry sump tank. You'll probably only be able to get the oil to like in the dry sump with the nose off, depending on, because that cap's kind of dead center, I think.
Where are we thinking about putting it?
I was thinking kind of like this space on that side.
Oh, up in there.
There you go. Because that tire is back in the
further
wheel
back,
well.
yeah.
This tire's forward in the wheel well.
How big is that tank?
It's pretty large.
16 quart,
Shoo woo.
I think. Or maybe this is a 12 quart. Either way, that's a lot.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that-
so this, I don't care about having to take the front end off to do it. That's fine. Where we, yeah, probably would have, that's the inlet fitting.
Mhm.
Puts my little dipstick over on the other side, but that's fine. Very cool. So we're figuring out where we're gonna put the cooler. So trans and oil cooler, all Delta Pag stuff with the Delta Pag fans. These are, I think these are 16-inch fan.
Yeah.
Twin 16-inch fans.
And they move a lot of air.
Yeah. This
I mean-
thing is at least probably about 20 pounds, 30 pounds lighter than the one in the Camaro or in my wagon too.
Gotcha.
But like I said, really nice stuff from Delta Pag for this, and I think we're gonna mount them in the bottom because we're gonna make openings below the in the chin spoiler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the
there's
chin-
I think there's a spot in the fiberglass front end that's kind of, yeah, there's this hole here That's kind of a factory lower grill.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. This whole little, we could make
That goes above the, if you look, that would go basically above the bar.
yeah. Oh, that'd be in the correct spot.
Mm-hmm.
Because those will be right here. So yeah, that'd be perfect. So we'll open up this. Maybe leave the. Wow, this sounds like a Clark problem. You can figure it out.
Yeah, I'd make it where you've got a piece you can snap onto it too.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be plugged because we don't want to open going down track. It's a good way of blowing hoods off and front ends out of it. We have the limiters here.
Yep. Yeah, limiter and shock sensor. At least shock sensor on the right front.
Someday we're gonna figure out how to do a air inlet. Come right on the inside of there, up through here into a NACA duct.
Yeah.
I have little carbon fiber NACA ducts that we're making.
Sweet.
The same ones on they're on my wagon. Have the back kick up ledge and everything.
Oh, so it catches it.
Yeah, that might be
Sweet.
kind of cool.
I had the idea to try and use this,
Oh,
but
you didn't. Oh, that's
it would
number.
it would be,
Goes to the
there
fuel cell.
and then goes, it's going to be busy.
Yeah, there's a oil tank on that side, fuel tank on this side. It's a little bit tougher.
But if everything's out here, like you're saying, it was either up here or down there. I think this is probably more forced air,
Yeah.
but I don't think you're ever going to use every bit of horsepower this thing makes anyway, are you?
Maybe someday. You never know.
Well, one of my,
That would be cooler to be right there.
Frank Mishaw that runs out of the TRZ camp, he
Yeah.
picked up 10 pounds of boost,
Oh yeah.
picking the,
Yeah.
plumbing that in direct.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. And that's a 204 or 5 mile an hour, 8 mile car. So,
Stick a freaking hand out the window going 200 mile an hour.
yeah.
See what it feels like. That's what happened.
Yep. Lots and lots of airflow.
Well, we'll figure that out later.
Yep. That's something you can play with after you.
Yeah, I'd play with that over the winter.
And something too to keep rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
Just since they are down low, the turbos could stand a chance of getting a rock in them.
Swing, swing. Carlicious. Swing.
I've got 90,000s for the belly pan, or we've got 1/8 inch. We could do it'd be heavy for the belly pan, but it'd be something robust. So basically what I was going to do is cut a piece to fit it and then just put a fence inside of it. Like just weld a, 2 or 3 inch deal just around to make it kind
Yeah,
of
it's the catch. Yeah, okay. All right, so we got the car up in the air. We've already had it 100% together. We decided to take it back apart again in order to just double check some stuff. So currently I'm just working on little stuff. So Kevin, Ricky, and Eddie are all working on stuff, and I'm ordering parts and spending money and getting things coming for it that we got to have, lines, fittings, all that kind of stuff. And then we went to put the starter on, and I got a messed up bolt hole there. So, and then I continued to mess it up. So I'm gonna have to fix it tomorrow. Yeah, so I'll fix it more tomorrow. I didn't see it when I got the engine back that there was a bad hole there, and I should have checked that hole. Made an assumption. which makes a out of you and me. Every time, every single time. So anyways, it's nighttime. We're gonna grab something to eat and then come back and hit this thing in the morning. So progress. So tomorrow I'm gonna put the front wheel sensor on this after I fix the starter. Put the front wheel sensor on it. We're gonna start getting the intake manifold back off it so we can do wiring. Now the front wheel sensor is for traction control, because on a radio car we can actually do that, because in the perfect world the front tire never leaves the ground, right?
Yeah.
In the perfect world,
Yeah.
would never leave the ground and therefore would never be going slower or faster than the rear tire.
Yep.
So
That's
in the
ideal.
perfect world, ideal. If it there's a lot of stuff in the car, including the is it VGS or
VPS.
VPS, vehicle position sensor.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool because it's
got a
up,
pitch.
down, left, bing,
Yep.
bing, 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 everything. So, yeah, because these are no wheelie bar cars, and which really wouldn't matter anyways, because I don't think you want to do it.
Now, if a radio car hits the wheelie bars, it just unloads and spins.
Well, yeah, no, that, yeah,
So
yeah. So this is different than the wagon. So we run things differently. It's not a big deal. So anyways, we're gonna come back tomorrow. Progress made. Alrighty, so we're Tuesday afternoon, so we got a bunch more work to do, but so we can get this video up for tonight, because you're seeing this video tonight, show you where we're at. Kevin's finishing up wiring on the injectors under the manifold. That way I can get this manifold all back on and start working on cold side, get all the injectors already been in it, get all that mounted. I'm going underneath right now to put final bolts in to the 4-link and put all the proper hardware and everything, nut and bolt stuff, and start going through all that stuff. We have the front end is all on. This is all on permanent outside of our one little Heimlink bar for the alternator, but this is all on. We got a really cool stainless steel pipe for the inlet of this. So instead of a rubber hose or even an AN hose, it'll be a Wiggins clamp right here. So it's just a like shell clamp with double O-rings, stainless steel tube, bink right over to another Wiggins clamp on the fuel cell. So that'll be nice. Doesn't rot, deteriorate, doesn't do anything. So that'll be here tomorrow. So we're putting that in and getting stuff done on the fuel cell, radiator, all that stuff. We showed you yesterday, we were talking about the radiator and coolers. When we got the starter fixed, starter hole fixed. So got a big time cert deal for that, made that all happen. Ricky's back here, has got more stuff done on the wing. Yep.
Got the trunk mostly mounted.
Trunk mostly mount. What do you got?
We got the trunk all the way mounted, pretty much. We're just gonna do a couple more Zeus's up here.
Yep.
And then we have these trunk supports here, because this back lid is gonna be removable.
Yep.
And this is the main part that the wing is gonna be attaching to. So you actually pull your trunk off and get access down here without having to mess with the wing or anything.
Without doing anything with the wing.
Yeah.
Which will be nice.
Yeah.
The wing just stays there. And have trunk access, which is great. So,
Put your luggage in there. Street cart.
Huh?
Put your bags in there for
All your groceries.
Oh yeah, we can put. Yeah. Well, that is it. It is going to be empty right there, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's the street cell go? Underneath.
under the floor. Yep.
Under the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is an actual pocket right here.
Yeah, so the bottom of it will be just above this bar where the street cell fills in that area
Yeah.
and it goes forward. So it's, I think we measured it, it's what, 17 gallons? If you filled it slam full.
Yeah. It's just about 17, 18.
All right. Sweet.
Lots of
All right.
stuff.
Lots of stuff. So our grand scheme in life is to be testing on Saturday. So hopefully you'll just be seeing more about this on Thursday. And we're just going to have windows temporarily in it. So we're not going to be making any full passes. Really wasn't interested in making full passes yet anyways. We just want to make sure the car is working sort of, you know, if the car goes 330 foot correctly, it'll go the rest of it. That ain't a big, that's really not a big deal.
Yeah.
It just has to go 330 foot. And then even then that would be going, oh shucks, that's probably still going probably 130
Yeah. It's going to be
by
going
the
pretty quick.
330. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still going 130 or so. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do. So I'm gonna get back to getting underneath the car and working on that and getting all the bolts and hardware swapped over. Waiting, our lines and stuff didn't show up today from Red Horse. Red Horse is, and I'm gonna do it the same way where all the fuel lines are red ended, all the oil lines are black ended, and all the water lines are blue ends. So just try it so it's like, no, that's a water line. No, that's a fuel line. You don't even have to think about it or look at it, measure it, or even put it somewhere. Just know where, huh?
It's obvious.
It's obvious, like on the wagon. So I did that on the wagon. Did that a while ago. And there's more wiring up in there. Yeah. So, and the shifter is in the cup. Look at that. The shifter it's in the little hole. It was not there before.
Yep.
Progress. The shifter is sitting right there. So, anyways, we're gonna close this video out for tonight. Make sure you come back on Thursday, 7 o'clock, and see how much more progress we got. We'll see. I think there's just a lot of work and a lot of small stuff. This is all the final part of getting stuff done. I don't know if you've seen the final.
Not final right there.
All right, well, let's go look at the final over here. He's working on the second mount right now. Right there. Eddie welded this on. Is this all done, Eddie?
I just have to do the EGTs.
Still has to put the EGT bungs in here. But the wastegate is all done on the billet. Cutting up my billet elbow.
Sorry. Kevin told me to.
I know, Kevin told him to.
What'd I say?
I think you guys.
Me to cut up his billet elbows.
Oh,
yeah.
And billet collectors.
Yeah, you guys might have a future in welding. I mean, you keep working at it and you'll get there someday, mister.
Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome. All right, we're out.